Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to Moscow, Russia. Now, today's video is by very big request. I'm going to take a walk around GUM. That's the shopping center right behind me here in Red Square. And before we head on inside, I thought we'd just have a quick look around and have a look at some of the sites nearby. So I'm going to start off this walk around showing you the building that is the GUM department store, and this place is just enormous. When you stand here, or even when you're looking at it on the camera here, I think it doesn't do it justice. Just you can see so many people kind of in the center of Moscow today. This is Sunday afternoon, a little bit cloudy. Hopefully it'll clear up in a little while. And then you'll see the very famous bricks of Red Square right here. And then off in the distance is St. Basil's Cathedral. And then we'll see Spassky Tower here with the big clock on it. So it's right on 3 p.m. Sunday afternoon. And these very famous painted lines here when they do the ceremonies and parades. They use these as guides. And then we'll see the Kremlin, and that very famous red bricked wall of the Kremlin. And we'll also see here Lenin's Mausoleum, which is only open a few hours a day. Definitely not on the weekends because it'd be way too busy. And then we can see back towards the State Historical Museum. So yeah, this is the absolute center of Red Square. I couldn't be any more polar magnetically in the middle of Moscow here. Have a look at how nice the museum looks. And you can just see the Kazan Cathedral there on the corner of GUM. So yeah, beautiful spot. Now as I make my way down to the entrance of GUM, I just want to sort of point out that there is quite a few thousand people here in the center of Red Square here. This is kind of just a very small part of Moscow center. I mean, it spans for 20, 30 miles in a big radius around Moscow. Just the amount of people. This is really like selfie heaven today as well. Everybody's sort of clamoring for that perfect photo with St. Basil's Cathedral behind. It's near impossible to get the perfect shot, but there is a lot of people out and about today. It's not the best day. It's not beautiful blue sky Moscow summer day that I was hoping to come and film, but I think it's still very, very nice. So my first question to everybody is, how many people go out for a walk on a Sunday afternoon, 3 p.m.? Now, walking around the center of Moscow, it's kind of like a thing to do on the summer holidays. And there is thousands and thousands of people out and about today. So, do you go for a walk on a Sunday where you live? Let me know. Now, luckily for me, GUM has short-term parking, so my Rolls-Royce is nice and safe, parked here right next to GUM. I've got this very nice security guard looking after my car, and then the entrance is right here, so I don't even have to go very far from my car to go inside. Now, probably one of the most famous things in GUM, if you aren't familiar with this shopping center very much, is this ice cream. Yes, they have very famous GUM ice cream here, which is only 100 rubles. So it's not very expensive. It's sort of intentionally kept in these kind of Soviet USSR times. And you'll see the line here for ice creams. And everybody's sort of seeing which one is still available. But 100 rubles, and you get yourself a beautiful ice cream. Now, apart from ice creams, GUM is very famous for its monthly kind of exhibits. Now, being that it's summertime here, they've got the very famous flower show going on. These are all completely real flowers, and it stretches all of the different lanes of this shopping center. And they've even got trees, and they've got hanging baskets. Have a look at the roof there, we'll see that a little bit later on. So in case the line on the other side wasn't long enough, have a look at this line for the ice cream, even longer. They must have a different flavor over here that they didn't have at the other spot. But have a look at this upstairs area here. Then it's got this huge glass sky dome roof over the entire building, which is just phenomenal. But everybody's tucking into their ice creams and not even looking up. Now I'm going to walk around a few of the different lanes here. I'm not really going to focus on the shops that are here because I think everybody's sort of seen enough from my last few videos, and people really just want to see gum for gum. So, and then we're going to see a few people in here as well. It is rather busy today, being Sunday afternoon. And have a look here at this upstairs walkway over here, and then just the trees. They bring these trees in and they take them away. Oh my gosh, what's this guy doing with 5 ice creams? Oh, I'm a bit distracted by ice cream. Look, everybody's got one. We're all in the wrong business. One of the real centerpieces of GUM is this water fountain. Now, it does tend to be on and off. There it goes. It's not, you know, kind of one of those big dancing fountains like you'd see in Las Vegas, but in the middle of this shopping center. It's just beautiful, this place. It's the flowers, so many people in here. There we are, we're in line 2 now. They've even got this upstairs gantries here so you can walk between the shops. And there's actually a cafe right at the top there as well, which is kind of tough to get a table for, but have a look at this water fountain. So GUM is a very, very upscale luxury shopping center in the absolute center of Moscow. I mean, we're pointing that out, it's pretty obvious, but the one thing that differs a lot in this shopping center is pretty much everybody comes in here, every walk of life, and it's kind of, we want to kind of live the high life, even if we may be able to afford to shop in a lot of the stores. You know, there's a caviar bar just on my right-hand side. And then there's a very big anchor tenant in here called Articoli, which is basically a perfume store. And it stretches kind of a good, probably third of the shopping center. And it's got every known brand of perfume, cosmetics, skincare you can possibly think of. So it's very well patronized is the that perfume shop. And then there is some of the other luxury brands here. You'll see Furla. It's a little bit quieter on this other lane here. This is the very famous supermarket on the right hand side, which is kind of one of the very few in the center of Moscow. And I've actually done a video on that already on the channel. You can check out the link to it if you want to. But yeah, there's quite a lot of people around. You will see in this kind of shopping center more people kind of window shopping than really shopping. It's definitely a place where it doesn't have a lot of, let's call them true shoppers. And I definitely wouldn't sort of come in here for anything, barring the supermarket or maybe to go into one of the electronic stores on the upper levels. So coming on upstairs now, this is actually on the first level here, and it stretches kind of to the second level, but realistically it's about 4 levels. They've got very big kind of floors in this shopping center. And then this big, huge roof. There's basically 3 of these because there's 3 lanes that we can walk through that span the entire length of the shopping center. It's a bit quieter up here now where quite a few of the shops are. And the ice cream crowd don't sort of make it up here too much. Then looking down again, you'll see the crowds lining up for ice cream. I don't really want to make this video about ice cream shoppers, but it is pretty much one of the main reasons you're going to come in here other than shopping. Now, looking at all of the brands of stores in here, this is Bosco Cafe, by the way. Bosco is another kind of main department store in Russia, and they have quite a fair big presence in this shopping center as well. A lot of the shops are all fully open here now. There isn't too many of these kind of self-sanctioned stores that were in this shopping mall. There's a lot more Russian brands in here. There is a few kind of Western brands, but it definitely isn't as noticeable that they're closed than what you'd see in my previous video at Mega. And here's a pretty good view from this upper level. This is kind of the highest walking level here. But we're probably almost about 6 stories up in real life. And we can just see the fountain there, and then that cafe across. And then have a look at the roof again. Now the thing when you're at the top here, it's absolutely roasting because it's almost like and it's an atrium. But just the heat coming in, even on a cool day like today, it's so warm standing up here. Now the one thing I want to point out with this cafe right in the middle of GUM is it's very reasonably priced. This is kind of a bit of a signature of GUM department store. When you come here, you can get pizza, very, very Western food. There's a few salads. These salads look very nice. There's Caesar salad right here. The salads are basically served by weight, which is pretty common in most cafeteria-style places, but get a nice meal there. And then actually, if you have a look there, spaghetti bolognese, 220 rubles. So you can actually have a nice, very, very un-Russian meal. And there's even lasagna back there. Oh, even a salmon and spinach lasagna. Very nice food. But you can sit right in beautiful GUM and enjoy a very reasonably priced meal with a beautiful view at the same time. This cafe up on this 3rd level here really is a bit of a secret of the shopping center because you can always get a table. There's such a beautiful view. The price is very reasonable and very few people know about coming up here. Yeah, there's a few people sort of sitting having lunch, and there's another cafe on that middle level down there. They've even got the little water jets spraying everybody. It's a bit more of a cafe style place. Now I do hope where I'm kind of walking around here, it's doing it justice on your phone or on your big TV in your lounge room. Because if you're ever in Moscow or in Red Square or anywhere in this part of the world, come on and check this place out, because you really have to kind of stand in here, feel kind of what the atmosphere's like, and you know, it's kind of a different world to go into a more traditional, shopping center. Now this is a little bit off topic, but I just wonder in the world how many people's bank is open on a Sunday, and it's open 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. This is VTB Bank, which is actually one of my banks as well. But I don't think in the world there's that many banks open on a Sunday. This gives you a great view of this upper atrium area and this kind of expansive roof that they've got in place. And this is one of 3 that they've got over the entire building as we walk around. And I've come to the other end of the shopping center here to show you probably one of GUM's other most famous eating establishments. And this is Stolova 57 or Cafe 57. And there's actually a line to get in. It's probably about 30 or 40 deep to get inside. But there's always a table inside here. It's very strange. It's like there's a massive line to get in. And once you're inside, there's very few people. We're going to have a walk through because it's such a nice spot. So Stolova 57 here, I've actually eaten here quite a few times. And it's a very, very nice place. Now, you can see even here they've got tablecloths on the tables. They've got coat racks, and it's very, very much family dining. It's a little bit awkward to make this look kind of as nice as it is, but you can come in here and have a meal, and it's very inexpensive. So the one thing that's famous about it as well is the fact that it's actually kind of cafeteria style dining. So you line up and get your tray over in the distance, then you make your way through the cafeteria line here, and you've got these ladies behind kind of helping you what you want, and then you basically choose obviously what you want as you go. There's salads, desserts, drinks, plenty of different foods. And you come over to the very last part over here where the ladies are, and you can get yourself some bread, some sour cream, and then you actually take your tray and you go off and sit down. But the prices are not Red Square, middle of Moscow prices. They're all very, very reasonable. So you can actually come here for a meal, sit down at a nice tablecloth table like you see, and enjoy. So this cafe is definitely not a secret. You can see from the lines of people here. Definitely a lot of tourists wouldn't know about this place. That's for sure. If you came into GUM and had a walk around the lower level, you probably wouldn't even know this is even upstairs here at all. But you can sit down and have a meal for, I'm going to say about $7 or $10 for a sit-down meal, which is very reasonable considering where you are in Moscow. So just walking around in here, you know, it's got such a nice feeling to it, you know. You just come for a wander, you kind of have a look in some of the shops. I mean, there are shoppers here. I mean, it's not an empty shopping center in terms of there's no shoppers. There is people definitely shopping and spending money and going in all the stores, but it's also very, very frequented by everybody. So it's kind of looks a little busier, but this is a very kind of typical Sunday afternoon. There is a lot of shopping around Moscow center, so the thing we've got here is it's very spread out, so you don't necessarily have everybody in one shopping mall, which is what probably tends to happen in some of the videos that you might have watched from St. Petersburg. So, you know, it can feel a lot more spacious going in shopping centers in Moscow. Have a look at the flowers. Just, it's just so nice to see, especially coming out of winter, and it's very truly four-seasonal here in Russia. So my next question is, while I'm walking around GUM, is how many people go to a shopping center on a weekend and grab an ice cream and just walk around and, you know, look in the windows, have a look at everybody as you're walking around, have a look at the displays. I wonder how many people do that in the world. Let me know, because it's really is a thing to do in Russia versus in America, in Australia, different countries. I'm pretty sure we don't do that. I know I don't in Australia. We go to the shopping centre to go shopping, get what we need, and then head on home. Now, if you might have spotted bicycles around the upper levels of the shopping centre, it's because these guys here, Electra, actually have a kind of pop-up store in the middle of the shopping center, which they're very retro looking bikes. They're very neat. Actually, this Electra references electrical, and you'll see some of these other ones here in the middle with the batteries kind of built into them, which makes them very cool. So the one thing that really differs with GUM also is that it doesn't bias towards anybody coming in here. So no matter how you look and how you're dressed, you know, GUM is kind of for everybody. It's not going to kind of look at you up and down if you're not dressed particularly well. I mean, considering how upscale and upmarket all the shops are here, you know what I mean? It's really is a shopping center for everybody from every walk of life. And there's no bias on anybody coming in here to do any kind of just walking around or shopping or coming in for an ice cream. Now I thought I'd pop my head into the supermarket just briefly. Now I have done a full walk around in another video of this place where I've kind of walked around and had a look at things a little bit slower so you can get an idea of what's here, but it's a very nostalgic kind of Soviet style supermarket with the the counters and the full service, and then the assortment as well. So it's not just your very typical Russian products. It's going to have things from all over the world in here. And this was the thing with it going back 30, 40, 50 years ago. No matter if you couldn't find something in Russia for sale, you could come into this department store and this supermarket and still find things. So it's, have a look here at the seafood and the caviar. They've got jars and jars of it here. It's just a beautiful supermarket to come in, and you are going to get people definitely shopping in here, but a lot of people like to come in here looking for something unique and something they wouldn't typically buy where they live. At the small rynok or supermarket where their house or their apartment is. Oh, have a look at all the meats here as well. So just in case you want to see how the other half live and see the price of caviar here, you're looking at 70,000 rubles, 80,000, and then it does come down a little bit in price there to 9,000. 19,000, so there is definitely some, these are very small jars of caviar as well, but you're looking at anywhere upwards to $1,000 for a jar of caviar. And then their cognac and wine and whiskey selection is like you've never seen before. There is brands here that you definitely can't find even in the countries where they're from, let alone on the shelves here in GUM department store. It's really quite unbelievable. I mean, even when I walk around and have a look at some of the alcohols and the whiskeys that I know well from my job, but to find them sitting on the shelf in Moscow is kind of extraordinary. Then even have a look at all the different types of honey they have here. This is really quite a selection of honeys. My gosh. Have a look at all these. And they're all very reasonably priced. These aren't overpriced just because of where we are. It's very reasonable. And this is actually kind of where all these chocolates are. And I guess most people buy these as souvenirs. There's a lot of the original Russian brands here. So you can definitely come in and get yourself something that's good as a gift or a souvenir to take to somebody. Now there's a little bit of a traffic jam even to get to the counter to pay for things. Actually, just walking outside the supermarket here, I just thought I'd show you this display of their breads. They've got a in-house bakery here that does all their own breads. This is obviously a bit of a display here, but they have a very nice selection of breads. And actually what I did want to point out, apart from this very nice cafe here attached to the supermarket, is there's a Yadro store right here. And I've actually not noticed this walking past this, how many times I've been here over the years. But they've got a standalone Yadro store. How nice. Does anybody collect Yadro? I know my mum does. Wonder if anybody else does. Let me know. Okay, everybody, so as I head on outside of GUM, I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you've made it to the very end, God bless you. Thank you very much. I think it might be a bit of a long video now, just looking at how many minutes I've been recording for, but thanks for watching. It's been a highly requested video for me to come and take a walk through GUM department store here in Moscow Center. And yeah, thank you very much. If you want to post a comment, let me know what you think. If you liked it, you could give it a thumbs up. Yeah, thanks everybody. I'm off on another adventure, so I'll see you all soon.